morning. Happy Sunday, the very last day of 2023. Can you believe it? I can't. I have no idea how we got here, how we are already ending this year. Can you believe it? I'm trying to figure something out here. What's going on? Jen, good morning. Good morning, Jen. I am so glad you are here. You make my day bright. Sunny, bright on a cold, dark, and gloomy day. I assume it's going to be dark and gloomy because it's cold. Whoo! So, how are all of you doing today? My lovelies. Let me make sure that I've got my good internet on. For some reason, it likes to switch back and forth. My good internet is here. I'm on here. Jen says, it probably does not bode well for me staying up past midnight if I'm up this early. But, it's fine. You're here. We're having a good time. Uh, Good morning, Bob. Let me clean my glasses here real quick. I can't see anything now. Oh, I have my coffee. I have my friends. The very last day of this year, which doesn't make any sense, but yet here we are. Oh, yeah. Yes, I can't see what these things are saying, so bear with me. There we go. Good morning, Big Bob. Good morning. Tomorrow is Brian's birthday. For his birthday, he wanted an all-day long Dungeons and Dragons session with our friends. That sounds like fun. Right before the pandemic, I started kind of getting into Dungeons and Dragons, and I didn't get a chance to play enough to really kind of get there. Does that make sense? You kind of have to be able to open up yourself, open up all that stuff to really play well. And I didn't get enough chance to do that. And let me go ahead and put my camera back down again here. Yes. But the question remains, does he get to have that game tomorrow? Does he get to play? Do you play? Have you seen those cool like 3D printed dice things? They're like towers, and you put the dice in the top of the tower and it rolls down the tower into the bottom, and then you don't have to roll the dice. John's asking, hey, what am I doing sneaking up on him like this? Well, how else am I gonna steal your wallet? I mean, how else? Good morning, John Gugahan. I think your name is just Gugahan from now on. That's just like, it's like the equivalent of coming into Ellis Island. They changed the spelling of your name, and that's just how it is now. Just Gugahan. That's what it is now. Always and forever. Diane Bailey, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very much. Oh, we're playing today from noonish till the hall drops. Food, fun, New Year's Eve. Oh, the ball. Okay. Yeah, okay. I was like, the hall drops. Yeah. So tonight, or today, I've got to do some things because Chandra works today and tomorrow. So I have to take care of her uniform stuff and make sure she's got a clean uniform for tomorrow. So that's one of the things I had to do or have to do today is make sure that that's hanging up and ready because I will not be home in time for her to come home and go to bed tonight. I am going out to dinner around 5 o'clock with some friends. We're going to Dave and Buster's. I am not necessarily a fan of that facility or that place, but they do have skee ball, so I'll make an exception. I'm going to probably eat before we go. I will be partaking in some adult beverages this evening. I'll be taking those with me to partake in this evening once I get to my buddy's house. The reason why we're going to Dave and Buster's is I have a friend and her husband are meeting up with us and their kids, and they're not going to have anybody to watch the kids for New Year's. So we're going to hang out with them and then go our separate ways for New Year's Eve and then party as only, someone who's in their 40s can party. Hopefully, see some good friends tonight. Tomorrow, recuperate, maybe record some content, take down the Christmas tree, and then I got to set up our Tuesday live for Tuesday. I got to finish watching First Blood because that is our Toxic Tuesday movie for Tuesday night, which I've watched most of it already. And yeah, so it's just shaping up to be a good day. So let's see here. I have my coffee, my Bucky's mug. Mm, this is going to see what happens here because this is crazy. My controller for my camera is acting wonky and it's got me all washed out. I don't have a good. Let's see if I can fix this because it's too washed out for me. There we go. There we go. I had to restart it. That's why I was looking a little washed out. I was watching because when I go back and watch some of this stuff on TV, on my TV to see how it looks, to make sure it doesn't look bad, it is too washed out generally. So make it nice and dark. So it doesn't, so it shows up better on the TV. I don't know. How do you guys watch your YouTube? Do you watch it on your phones? Do you watch it on your TV? I myself sometimes watch it on both. I have a video playing on the TV and I'm looking at stuff on YouTube on my phone, two different accounts. Yes. Rambo is the 1982 Rambo movie. That's the one where we kind of find out who John Rambo is. He's the drifter, and he comes into that Colorado town, and we assume it's Colorado. Um, Looks like Colorado, could be somewhere else. I don't know. There's mountains and it's gorgeous. And Brian Dennehy picks him up, takes him to the edge of town, drops him off, and then when he starts coming back towards town again, throws him in jail for vagrancy and resisting arrest, and which is totally uncalled for. But you know, without that, the movie wouldn't happen. And yeah, then we find out that he was Green Beret and some Congressional Medal of Honor winner, Purple Heart, all that stuff, all those big military accolades and awards and accomplishments. And like the general guy shows up or whatever, and he's like, "Told you not to mess with John Rambo." Yeah, pretty awesome. The only adult beverage I'm going to be partaking in tonight is coffee. I've got coffee. I've got some Monster Zero sugars. I've got some Coke Zero, and I've got two different kinds of whiskey. I do now. I've got cheap whiskey because I don't have a lot of money, so um, I like good whiskey. That's like when I was in when we were at KPL and we had lunch. I think we had lunch at that. Um, I don't even know what it was. The Muscle place, like Muscle and Burger place. I didn't have food. Like none of the food looked good to me there, but I had a glass of Buffalo Trace because I'd always heard about it, and I figured, you know what? It's kind of like a vacation. I'll have me a glass of Buffalo Trace. It was pretty good. I enjoy a good glass of whiskey from time to time. These are I didn't buy good whiskey. I bought like Seagram's 7, and I bought some Evan Williams. But I don't drink very often at all, hardly at all. But yeah. Mr. Nick Weiser in the house. I was just talking about Toxic Tuesday, talking about Rambo First Blood. We're going to be talking about that on Tuesday night. I've watched most of it. I've got to finish it up sometime tonight or tomorrow for Toxic Tuesday. Say hello to Mr. Nick Weiser. He is a longtime friend of mine. We go back. quite a ways. And we do live streams together. Awake, not away. I knew what you meant. Stop trying to correct me, iPhone. I feel that. Good morning, Cindy. Yeah, it's like Evan Williams is kind of like the poor man's Jack, if you will. It does taste a little like Jack Daniels, and it's not expensive. I didn't even know I had it. It was just in the freezer. I was moving stuff around in my freezer and found it in the bottom, unopened. I'm guessing we bought it for some kind of vacation or whatever. Good morning, Stacy. I'm glad you are here. It was wonderful talking with you yesterday. We had a great time. We talked for almost 2 hours. Yes, we do. I want to say thank you to all of our members. I go ahead and get that rolling out so everybody knows. Again, a quick shout out to Pork and Good Pork Rinds, a company that I am now affiliated with, has just joined me, and they are a member of my channel as well as of me seeing that yesterday. So I want to give them a quick shout out, as well as all of the rest of my members scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so very much. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, Nicole. So many wonderful people in here today. I am so excited to have you all here with me this early Sunday morning with my big glass of coffee, my Bucky's mug of coffee. Mm. Delicious. Yes. So many wonderful people in here today. I'm so excited. So excited. Yes. Yeah. It is super crazy, and it's going to be something that you know. One of the things the title of today's live is "New Year, same old me." I don't see myself changing all that much. Um, One thing after this New Year is over, starting on Tuesday, I will be fasting 7 days. Water, salt, electrolytes, maybe some black coffee, espresso, or whatever to help with the caffeine withdrawal. We'll see how that goes. I don't like not having my coffee. I do really enjoy the coffee. I've gone months and months without coffee, but I always come back to it because it's flippin' delicious. That is the goal, Mr. Weiser. 10K in 2024. That's the goal. I had a goal of this year to hit 5,000. I fell about a little over 800 short, which is not bad. Not bad, considering, you know, when I first hit 100, I was, ecstatic. So here we are. Everything's growing. YouTube is doing wonderful things. I'm hitting like 800 hours a month on watch time and all that stuff. I was always very concerned with my watch time, as when you are monetized, you have to make sure you're maintaining your 4,000 watch hours, which means about 310 hours a month you have to maintain every 28 days. And I was always worried about that. Not something that, I mean, if you're not a creator, it's something that's not even on your radar, but a lot of you in here are creators. So it's definitely something that you are thinking about, concerned about, looking at. So, as I always say, with the full transparency, as someone living, this ketogenic lifestyle, also as a YouTube creator, understanding watch time and all of that. So, yes, everything is on the up. Let's go for 10K in 2024. I'm super stoked. Rising tides rise all ships. Let's get everybody. I know we need to get easy peasy keto to 100 subscribers. So try to help Stacy get her channel to 100 subscribers. I will put that in the I'll put that in the chat here. And let's see. John Gugahan says he's listening while cleaning my house, so I won't be active in the chat today. That's totally fine. We appreciate you, John. And Cleaning the house is no fun. I listen to lives a lot while I'm doing dishes and such. You would think that there's just two of us, my wife and I, in this house a bulk of the time, but for some reason I have too many dishes all the time. Like there's days where like all the forks are dirty and there's two of us. How does that even happen? I have no idea. Jen's asking, how did everyone like their Christmas presents? She missed the Tuesday live. That is perfectly fine. So the girl opened up all of her presents downstairs. She got just about anything she could ever ask for, plus more, because mom and pa are insane and we go way above and beyond. And then once she finished opening all of her presents downstairs, we took her up to her room where we had put her bed together. She has a new bed for her leapovers. She has a new wardrobe that has all of her princess, well, some of her princess dresses in it with all of her shoes. She's got like 15 pairs of princess shoes. And then in the closet is more of her princess dresses that were too long for the standalone wardrobe. So, yes, everything is that is how a child is going to be crazy about it, you know? Yeah. I had a wonderful time. I am disappointed that our mail service has not yet brought me my Christmas card from Jen. I got Cindy's Christmas card. Jen sent me one, and I've been checking. I forgot to check yesterday. So there is the possibility that in my P.O. box, there is a Christmas card from Jen in my P.O. box currently. But I hope that it didn't get lost. It's just delayed because I want that Christmas card. Um, Christy says, yes, Dustin, I'm in watch time maintenance mode too. Yeah. So, yeah, I've noticed doing like 3 lives a week that the watch time is able to increase. So the Tuesday live, the Saturday and the Sunday lives helps tremendously. Um, and then I've been trying, will be in 2024 putting out more video on demand content or long form content that is not live. So there is a video that all of my members have seen thus far live right now. All of my members have watched this video and it drops tomorrow morning for all of you people. For anybody that's not a member, it drops tomorrow. So be on the lookout for a new video from me tomorrow. Goodness gracious. Woo. But yes, so the members of that video has been private for just the members. And then that goes live for everybody else tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And John says, usually clean Saturdays and grocery shops on Sundays after church, but had to switch things up this weekend. You rebel. Good morning, Evelyn. I am so happy you are here. Let's see. Usually a fast healer when it comes to colds. Well, I hope you do feel better. What am I looking at here? Yeah, like I just don't understand. There's two of us, and I'm like, we have the girl 5 days a week, and I try to use paper plates and paper little bowls for her because she likes everything in separate things, and I don't need to wash all those dishes because even I would still never keep the dishes done for some reason. So I have like she has her own plastic she has plastic pink plastic cutlery like spoons and forks and knives and stuff that she uses because everything must be pink. So she's going to be a mean girl. Today we wear pink and every day is pink. She is very monochromatic though, so if something she's wearing is orange, her pants has to be orange too and all that stuff. But yeah, just something I just don't understand how that is that way all the time. That's the first thing. So if this YouTube thing ever pops off and I'm making, decent money on YouTube, that's one of the first things I'm going to get is someone to come in this house and clean. Someone to change out the kitty litters and maybe do the dishes twice a week, and vacuum and mop. I thought it was going to be so much easier getting the hardwood, like the laminate flooring in our downstairs, that it'd be easier to keep up with. But I've always got cat tumbleweeds in the corners, and I can't keep up with everything. I don't understand. Like, I don't know. Like, when you walk into somebody's house and it's immaculate, I don't understand how they must be pod people, because I've never ever been able to keep up. Like, I told Neely, so if you're not familiar with Indigo Neely, she's got an amazing channel. I'm sure each and every one of you know who she is. But she not only homeschools her kids, but she does YouTube, has a massive following, has a homestead, a full farm with chickens and goats and all that, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I can't even keep my dishes done. I'm not homeschooling anybody. I don't have a job outside of the house, and I'm still struggling to keep up with the dishes and laundry for two people. So I don't understand how people, you can walk into their house and it looks like a show place. Not only would that drive me bananas, having a show place for a house, but the idea that it has to be immaculate also would drive me bananas. Like, I'm a lived in person. Like, if you could see, you only see what you see in this office, but my office is a train wreck. There's water bottles all over the floor. I mean, I'm a messy person. There, I said it. Nicole says her 2023 goal was to hit 1,400 subs, and I surpassed that this week. Beautiful. Everybody, if you don't already follow Nicole, go check her out. She's a lot of fun. I've been on some lives with her, and we have a good time. Oh, so stoked. That's the thing. So let's go. I mean, can you hit 1,500 by tonight? Yes, I love that. I want everybody to be successful. There is plenty of room in our niche for everyone. There's the one thing about YouTube, you're never oversaturated. As long as you are producing quality, heartfelt, genuine content, you are never going to find yourself oversaturated. There's always people who are looking for help. There's always people looking for what you have to offer. So that's why I've never been and one thing that I've never been a person that's like, "Oh, they're getting views and I'm not." If they're getting views and I'm not, I'm looking at, well, what am I doing wrong? What could I do better? It's not they're taking views away from me. There's, none of that. Even if we have the same recipes, even if things happen like that, because it's going to happen. But there is not with YouTube a famine situation here. We should never have a famine mentality when it comes to YouTube and being creators. We should always be here to help each other, push each other, drive each other to success, just like we do in the keto community. So, all of the creators that are in here that watch our stuff, that we interact with. Now, I know that there's a lot, and there's never enough time for me to watch all of them. I will still shout them out if I have the opportunity. I will put their links in my in the chat. Always, always, always. If you are a moderator, you can put YouTube links for creators, specific videos that they're excited about. I don't care. There is no famine mentality on my channel. Other people, they don't necessarily want that, but I'm never going to shy away from that. That doesn't mean I want people coming in here and just popping in and sharing, and not letting people have a discussion. But I want people to know about your channel, things that you're excited about, all of that. So Cindy, Nicole, Christy, all of you share your stuff. And like I said, we're talking about various channels. So like easy peasy, I'm trying to get her to 100 subscribers. Stacy, her and her husband, they have the channel. They're trying to get to 100 subscribers. Yeah, need to get that in there. Aaron, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm excited that you are here. Thank you so very much for getting up bright eyed and bushy tailed to hang out. It's like what, 5 a.m. for you right now, for you, Christy? I'm looking here to see what's going on. A lot of people talking about. Like my office is a train wreck too. It doesn't help that everyone else throws all their stuff in here. My office is closed off, so this is all my mess. So, but Chandra will tell me you need to clean your room, and I'm like, it's my room. You know, this is my mess. Like if things are too neat, it's weird. I mean, there's also like the opposite. If it's too messy, that it's if I can't move things and things fall over, like it happens all the time. But what are you gonna do? Keeping up with you and the laundry, the dishes, yeah, yeah. It just I didn't understand. So many wonderful people in here. Can we make sure to share Stacy's link in here as well? Looking forward to our so it's going to be Christy, Aaron. Oh, that's awesome. Nicole, Christy, that'll be a good one. No soundboard, but you can make sounds with the mouth. Beautiful. So, so there's a coffee that I saw and I posted it on my Twitter. Um it's got like 900 milligrams of like 945 milligrams of caffeine per cup. So like a normal 6-ounce serving of coffee is like 900 milligrams of caffeine. You might need that if you're going to be getting up early all the time. There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cindy. All right. Let's get Stacy over 100 subscribers. Let's get it done. If I had the power, I'd make sure every creator that's in our niche, every creator that is in our community had over 1,000 subscribers. There's no real excuse why we don't, but it takes time. And, you know, yeah, it's too much caffeine for the average person. So in mid pandemic, like I was started working from home and I decided I'm going to start making my own cold brew coffee because I was drinking the cold brew, the Columbia cold brew, the Kirkland cold brew in the cans from Costco. And I was drinking two of those a day. And then I was usually having having an energy drink as well because I'm sitting at home. It's just you're just sitting at home and you're like, okay, I'm here all day. So there's just a bit of monotony. So the caffeine helps kind of cut through that monotony. So I was like, okay, this is expensive because it was like at the time like $12, $13 a case for a 12 pack. And it's 15 or 16 now, inflation. But I decided I was going to make my own cold brew. And I even have a video on my channel about that. Um, how I made my cold brew. I had a 2.5 gallon container that I would make my cold brew. I had my cold brew bags. I still have them. I have the cold brew bags. I don't have the container anymore. It was too big to store. It was 2.5 gallons. So with that got that one in the trash. If I ever decide to make cold brew again, I'll just make it by the gallon or whatever. But I was drinking 2.5 gallons a week. And cold brew, as we know, has far more caffeine. So I was having like 600 plus milligrams of caffeine a day, which I do not recommend, by the way. And it was just ridiculous. So ridiculous. And I had to quit for a while, to quit caffeine altogether for a while. And I always come back. But I just had to quit for a while. Let's see. Awesome. She got caught up. We're already subbed. Everyone except Stacy. Good, 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 good. I have not tried not well, yes, I have. I had it. So we went to a couple years ago, we went to this Halloween thing for in our town at a park where you just kind of walked around. It was basically like businesses were setting up and giving out candy. So it was kind of like a solicitation, but they don't tell you that until you get there and you realize, oh, it's like insurance companies and all these people are giving out candy to kids. And there was a coffee truck, like a food truck, but it was coffee. And I had a nitro cold brew there. I was okay. Yeah, it's basically just like if you've ever had a Guinness, like in a Guinness in a can, like when you open the Guinness in a can, it's got a bottle like a nitrous ball on the bottom and it opens up a gas. So there's gas in it. The same thing with with it's basically just putting like a gas, like I can't it's nitrous. I don't know if it's actually nitrous or not, but it's called nitro cold brew. It's just got like a gas, so it's extra kind of foamy, I guess. But yeah. It's not carbonated necessarily. I wouldn't be afraid to try it. I need to have. I'm looking forward to hopefully having Gormy or uh, Mike Gorman on here on my Saturday talk sometime soon. We've talked about it. Just got to get a date solidified. But he is a huge, huge fan of Nitro Cold Brew, so we'll have him tell us a little bit about that whenever we have him on. Because I don't know much about it. I don't really spend much money on coffee outside of the house because we have the Nespresso machine thing. um, I've been seeing some videos about like having an actual espresso machine in the house, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, it looks like too much work. You got to like grind the beans and tamp it and you know little things. I'm like, I don't need a part-time job being a barista for myself. Put the pods in, hit the button, let it go. 4 pods, some cream, I'm good. I'm not afraid to try it. It's just a matter of being somewhere that has it. I think it was okay. You know, I'm just a fan. I'm a fan of coffee in general, but so, what is something that everybody is looking forward to in 2024? A positive thing that we're looking forward to in 2024. You were a barista in college, but not at Starbucks. And I'm not, and I don't say this to be mean, but are people at Starbucks? Are they consider? Is that kind of like a derogatory thing to consider them a barista? Are they like is it because like like people at McDonald's aren't really, they're not really food workers or whatever. I don't know. Like, is that a thing? I don't know. It's like, is it working at Starbucks a derogatory thing to other baristas? I imagine it probably is because we're weird like that. Humans. Christy can host a party and make us coffee. She lives really far away. Okay, so you think they're actual baristas. Okay. Aaron forgot all my skills, maybe on purpose. But I watch them and they've got these little things and they're like stirring the coffee with these little wire things and then they're like tamping it down and tamping it down again and spinning things and put it in there. But I tell you what, when we go to Chandra's sisters in up in Wisconsin, which they don't live too far from Steve from Serious Keto, like a town over. Um, they have an espresso machine, and I had not had coffee and was trying to go without coffee. And we were at their house and they brought me a cup of coffee. Oh, that coffee is so good. It's espresso. They put the steamed milk in or the steamed cream in. It is heaven. I would probably die of caffeine poisoning if I had one of those. I would be always making me some coffee. Always. It would just be a disaster. Jen saying she's looking forward to fasting this week to kickstart back into taking care of myself again. 100%. You're fasting with me, right? Are you doing 7 days with me starting on the second? I know some people start on the first. To me, starting on the first is kind of like because like I'm doing stuff through into the first. It's like, well, I'm gonna start the second. I know it sounds like, oh, it's whatever. That's when I'm gonna start. They refer to themselves as that, I think, as baristas. Okay. Also looking forward to the cruise what they have planned with their bestie in October. That's going to be awesome. Now that cruise in October doesn't interfere with KPL, right? Right, right. I just said not all Starbucks because I figured everyone thought that that's where I would be. Okay. Personal goals are to build strength and sign up for my first powerlifting competition. Wow, that's impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. Really should do an episode on just coffee, remake the coffee across America collar. All right. Collab. Okay, collab. I'm always down for those. Just let me know when you want to do it. I think that's a thing we should all strive for is having more muscle because as we get older, we lose muscle. So the more we can gain and continue to gain throughout our I'm 44 years old. So as we get older and older, it's harder and harder to maintain muscle mass. So the more we get into it now, I'm for my size, I have way not enough muscle. It's sad. It's kind of pathetic actually. Like not being able to do pull-ups, chin-ups, push-ups, all that stuff. It's a nightmare. So that's one of my goals for this year is to work on being able to do push-ups and I got to figure something out about pull-ups. I don't know. I'm big enough that having a solid foundation of a place to do pull-ups is not the easiest thing to find. I'm afraid that I'm gonna like rip something out of the wall, but no powerlifting comp for her though. Yeah, me. I don't think I'd do that either. Don't yuck our yum, Cindy. Uh. Oh, I get it because when I was a kid, coffee was gross. But I think it's like now, like just coffee is life. And I've given up just about everything else on a normal basis. So coffee is that one thing I really still have. I mean, I can eat meat and eggs and bacon and all these things that I'd still truly enjoy, but coffee is just one of those things that is mm. Right as I was starting up this live stream, my buddy Jay and I were on the phone together because he gets up early and calls me. He told me to give him a shout out. Shout out to Jay. He never really comes in the lives or anything like that, but you know, let's see. Yeah, like so before I started this live stream, I would just get up in the mornings on Sundays, sit, watch YouTube in the quiet house before the sun came up and enjoy it. Just a coffee. I mean, it wasn't necessarily quiet because I was watching YouTube and whatnot. So it wasn't like peaceful quiet. It was just solitude quiet, just me and the TV and the coffee in the dark. Yeah. There is a mocha keto chow. I don't even know if I've tried that one yet or not. I need to start working out again, although my cats have loved me camping out on the couch being their cat bed. Yeah. Everyone makes coffee look so good. I have tried it many ways. I guess it's just one of those things, whether you like, I mean, you're gonna love it or you're not. I wasn't so coffee was one of those things that I used to drink when I was younger, but I was drinking what would be considered kiddie coffee because I was putting like coffee and then like sugar and like a bunch of cream. I still use a good amount of cream. Let's be serious here, but I'm not using sugar anymore. So I get the coffee and the cream flavor because that's just something that I really do enjoy. But I was coffee wasn't a thing of my life. I didn't have coffee. It was something that I would have when we were sitting at Denny's late nights, hanging out. We couldn't go to the bars; we were too young, we were smoking cigarettes and all that stuff because I was a dumb kid and dumb into my 30s. I think I quit when I was 30, 31, something like that, almost 31. I quit in 2010. So yeah, I was turning 31. Um, and it wasn't until I quit smoking that I really started hitting the coffee hard because I needed something to replace that thing. So I would go out for breaks and get up, go out and have a break, have my smoke. I needed something to do to keep my mind off of the cigarettes. So it became coffee. And oddly enough, I spent more money on coffee than I did on cigarettes. Better for my health, yes, but it didn't really save me all that much money until we bought a coffee pot for the office and we started making our own coffee every day. So yeah. Welcome, 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 Maitreya. Thank you so much for being here. Coffee isn't everyone's taste, and that's fine. If everybody on the planet drank coffee, there'd be less coffee for me. And that's sad because I really like it. Started out light and sweet. If I did it that way, then I'd probably vomit. Yeah, that's the thing is like that's like all the I've tried. We've done coffee videos with coffee creamers and such for our channel, trying out the different coffee creamers, and they're all too sweet, and I just don't like sweet coffee. I need coffee flavored coffee. You know, Dennis Leary coined that. He's like coffee flavored coffee. Hot chocolate for Christmas, pack of chocolate keto chow, 2 tablespoons of butter, chalk zero hot cocoa bomb. I didn't know chalk zero had hot cocoa bombs. Interesting. Inside the bomb were marshmallows. Interesting, interesting. Sounds yummy to a degree, yeah. But like for me, like a good hot chocolate, I'll just make a hot keto chow, like a hot chocolate keto chow. I'll just make keto chow hot, extra hot. I know they were giving away those element electric kettles on some of the channels over the holidays. I saw Neely was giving one away, and Carnivore Quest was giving one away. I want one of those. I need like an electric kettle, I have a kettle. I don't know what I need an electric one for. I bought myself a stovetop kettle so I could make hot keto chow. Well, I bought it to I can't remember why exactly I bought it, but I'm going to use it for keto chow. Make hot keto chow like really extra hot because make it in the microwave and blending it in the blender. I can blend half of it in the blender, then add the extra hot water into my cup and stir it up, and it'll be hot and it's not going to ruin my blender. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I just got to figure out where my kettle went. I don't know. Stuff just disappears. I bought a food scale when I first started keto, and I put it in the cabinet, and I've never seen it again. I don't know. Things just completely disappear in this house. I don't know. Vanished. Never thought to put butter in. Oh, yes. I'll drink my fair share and part of Cindy's. Maitreya and I will share Cindy's share. Unless it's Folgers, then no. I mean, I will drink it if I have to, but I would rather have espresso. It's like even when I go to like Starbucks, I don't just get their coffee. I get an Americano. Yeah. So Maitreya says she has a Bonavita electric kettle and has a temperature control, which is necessary for me and my snooty tea and coffee making. Yes. Let's see. Wait, what is this happening here? The things disappearing Chandra is selling. I'm not sure I understand what I'm not sure I understand. Did I miss it? Did I miss a comment? Then she'll take Nicole's share. Brian drinks a pot every day. Yay! Thank you so much for being here, ladies. I never know if it's both of you or just one of you. Oh, I don't know. Like, I know you guys live in separate houses, but I don't know. Like, you guys, I don't know. But thank you so much for being here. So she likes hers with perfect keto collagen. Hopefully they continue to sell that. I still am in the dark on what they're doing, what they're gonna have, what they're gonna carry. They never responded to me as far as my affiliate man is concerned. So I'm in the complete dark. I have no idea what's going on with Perfect Keto. Um, let's see. It's a treat 3 times a week. The rest of the week I do black with element caramel electrolytes. That sounds fantastic. You can have all my coffee shares, Christy. My hubby orders quad espresso over ice. He says it's like dessert coffee. Espresso is just the best way. You know, it's just so good for me. Okay, Robin. Well, make sure if you see Callie soon, give her a hugs from all of us. So, like 50 hugs from all of us. 2 hugs from me. If you do not follow Robin and Callie over at Two Queens Go Keto, make sure you do. Here, let me go ahead and put their link in the chat here. Do 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 do. Putting it in here so you can find it. So I found something out about YouTube. So if you put space simple into the YouTube search, it'll take you forever scrolling to find me. If you put in keto simple with just no caps or just all lowercase, you'll find me, but it takes a little bit of scrolling. But if you do keto simple, no space, but all lowercase or whatever, you'll find me eventually. But if you put capital K keto, no space, capital S simple, right on top. How weird is that? Let me go ahead and put this in here. There we go. There we go. Now, everybody go follow them. I'm not sure how many subscribers they have. I'll look in just a second. We need to get them to up wherever we need everybody to be. They are currently at 113 subscribers. That's pretty good. But we could do better. We can always do better. Let's see. Matreya says she's got coffee talk at 4 p.m. Eastern today. So I'll probably be listening to that as I am on my way to visit friends on the south side of the city that I live in. Just shredded her cheddar for the broccoli cheese soup. Oh, that sounds so good. I won't be able to have any of that until February. After World Carnivore Month, I'll make some broccoli cheddar soup. Oh, yeah. So people can go out after another pot of 1 pot quickie meal prep. That sounds good. So what she was saying is you had commented on how things were disappearing from your house. I said cheddar saloon. I wouldn't doubt it. She has sold stuff from under me before. I was editing a video one day for her, and I wasn't necessarily paying attention to filming it because I knew I was going to see it 3 different times as I was editing it. And she had sold a pair of pants of mine that I had bought. So when I was starting to lose weight on keto, I was looking and I found clothes on clearance. I found these pants by a company called Magpul, and they at the time they started selling clothes, and they were selling cargo pants, and I love cargo pants, and they had them for like silly cheap, like $7 or $10 a pair. So I bought like a right now pair that I could almost fit. They were going to be tight, and then I bought a pair that was like future Dustin could wear. I bought it was like I bought a pair of 40-inch pants and I bought a pair of 36-inch pants. And I never quite made it to 36. I got really, really close to the 36-inch pants. Super close. I got down to 38. Um, and they were still in a bag as I bought them, and she sold them. And I'm editing the video and I'm like, "Hey, look at my pants." And they don't make them anymore. So she made probably 10 or 12 times more than I paid for them back on them. But they just sat and in our room forever in the plastic because I got down to 38-inch pants and then I started going back the other way. Oh, yeah. All righty. Well, thank you so much for being here, Nicole. It means the world to me. Have a wonderful breakfast. Enjoy it very much. Have a wonderful and fantastic day. Enjoy your New Year's tonight. Awesome. Awesome. Anybody doing something cool tonight? Anybody doing anything super fun tonight? I kind of outline what I'm doing. I'm going to be going to Dave and Buster's to play skee ball and then going to my friend's house. I've got some stuff to wrap up around the house today. We're not meeting up till 5 o'clock, but I've got to drive on the south side. And it's like they're building a new highway. So where I live, we've got 465 that goes all around the city, and then there's because we're called the Crossroads of America. So here in Central Indiana, we've got 465 that goes all the way around the middle. Then we've got 70 that goes through. We've got 65 that goes through, 74 that goes through, and 69 that goes through. But 74 and 69, they stop at 465. Then you take 465 to the next exit or whatever. To where you pick up with the interstate again. But 69 stops at the top corner of Indy, and then it just never picked up anywhere else. It just stopped. Now they're building 69 South, and it's taken them decades because going through the southern part of Indiana, they had a lot of dealings with marshlands and trying to get the available, trying to get all the stuff worked out so they can put that down through there because it's supposed to take you from like the south point of 465 down to Bloomington, Indiana, where IU is, through down to Evansville, through Evansville down into Texas, I think, and like down. I think it goes all the way to Houston, maybe. I don't know. Well, I don't know if it'll ever make it that far or not, but we'll see. But yeah, so they're building that now, and it's a gigantic mess. Ken's gone from 54 to 34. Amazing. Not doing a thing. Boring, but I understand. It's like I do things because I know I should do them because I need to visit friends and I need to leave the house and be around other human beings in person sometimes instead of being a curmudgeon and staying in the house all the time. I never used to be this way. So I never ever used to be somebody who would stay in the house. I had to go out. There's always stuff to do. I need to go do this. And even during the summertime, I try to go see shows and stuff, like see bands play that aren't expensive, like smaller bands, regional bands, and stuff that I'm into that I like that I'm friends with and whatnot. Um, Maybe I'll do a show on that one day if anybody's interested. Put up and talk about local bands here, metal stuff. I don't know if anybody would actually be interested in that, but anyway, uh, yeah. But now I just would rather stay home, and it eats at me because I love being at home. Like I was supposed to go out with a friend yesterday. I have a friend from my old job, and we go out to dinner or lunch and all that stuff. And we had made plans to go out yesterday, and then he calls me Friday night telling me, "Well, I'm not feeling good now. My sickness has come back and I'm not feeling great. He's got a cold or whatever. So he's just not ready to go out." So I was like, okay. And he's like super apologetic. I'm like, look, I'm excited to go out and I'm also excited to stay home. Let's see. She's driving her daughter around tonight. Luckily, my kids don't really go out and do much like that. They're not going to spend the money to go out New Year's Eve. So I hope like one of our kids is still not old enough to go out. He's still 19, but he lives with his sister who's 25, but she won't go out because, you know, they have a daughter and they're not going anywhere. They don't really drink anyway. Our middle kid, he likes to go out and party, but he's not probably I don't know if he'll go out tonight. Hopefully he'll do the smart thing. If he needs something, let us know. Uh, we sleeping tonight. Don't stay up late for New Year's. Me staying up late on New Year's started with my great grandmother. When I was a kid, I would go to my great grandma's house, and I would go there on the weekends anyway. I spent a lot of time with my great grandparents. Um, he was born in 1910. She was born in 1912. She was born the same month the Titanic sank. Um, I spent a lot of time with them, thankfully, because I learned a lot of cool stuff from them, and I learned a lot about life and things that you don't necessarily learn from. I learned a lot of cool stuff from them as they were older, and um, I cherish all the time I got to spend with them. Um, but I would go over, and it was weird because they were like they've been married. They were married 70. I know the last party we had for them was like their 71st wedding anniversary, but I think they were married longer than that. But I'm not exactly sure. Like maybe because she passed away in 2000 and he passed away in 2005. Um, but anyway, they had separate bedrooms. He went to bed early. She stayed up late. He went to bed like after the news. He went to bed like 8 o'clock at night, but he got up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. She would go to bed after Carson. Sometimes we would stay up when I was over. We'd stay up and watch David Letterman, and then we would go to bed, and then we would get up around 10, 11 in the morning, and then all that. So they had that whole thing worked out. That was their marriage. You know, seems unorthodox now, but I mean, just that's he liked like a really hard bed. She liked a little soft bed. That worked. She never worked outside the home. She never learned to drive. He did all the work outside of the home, did the mowing of the grass, and she did the gardening. They had everything split. They made their life work, and they loved each other very much. I mean, to be married 70 plus years. But anyway, I would go over to their house and I would stay for New Year's Eve. He'd go to bed. He didn't care. But we would stay up, and she had this bell. I have it somewhere in the house. It's one of the things that I got from her when she passed away. This brass bell, this little brass bell, probably about this tall, but it was loud. And I'd go out and just ring that bell at midnight. It was a lot of fun. Things that I remember. Let's see. I'm missing some comments here. So I'll be sleeping tonight. There we go. Been invited to a wedding and reception and daughter's boyfriend's family. I don't know if we've decided it will open. It'll depend on snow. Okay. I now will be bowling 3 leagues a week. So welcome time at home. We're staying in. It's so expensive just had a mini vacation. Understood, understood. It is expensive to go out, but that's why I'm excited that I can go out to my friend's house on weekend, hang out, and then I can leave his place like after everything's kind of calmed down. So and I can go the way that I know to go home where there's not going to be crazy drivers and all that stuff. So, and I don't drink much anyway, so I'm not worried about that. Be in bed before midnight if I wasn't playing taxi. I do that. I do that sometimes. I play taxi, taking the boy to the bars and stuff. And yeah, usually up way late. I'm usually always up late. So New Year's always up watching the ball drop. I'm excited for that. I get to see people I don't get to see very often. That's the thing. Like Facebook, I can interact with friends and such, but I don't get to see them very often. So I'm excited to see some tonight. I'm never quite sure who's actually all going to show up. Let's see what else we've got here. So it says she's 17 and can drive, but better a mom. That makes 100% sense. Yeah. Yeah. All the drunks on the road. I would imagine that there's a lot less than there ever used to be with Ubers and Lyfts and all that stuff being a thing. They're much easier to get than taxis, especially in our city, because our city's not very taxi heavy. Downtown, you can get taxis, but you don't see taxis like usually taxis would be like downtown to the airport or something like that. But I mean, it's just not like Chicago or New York. We can walk out and grab a taxi. But now with Uber and Lyft and all that stuff, there's no excuse to drive inebriated. But I know people are still dumb, but favorite number is 42 because that's how you know everything. And then that's when you get all like, I was excited to turn 42, but I still didn't learn everything. I didn't know it all. So, wonderful. Yes. Everybody subscribe to Radical Geek. Maitreya is amazing. Subscribe to her. If somebody will put her channel in the chat, that would be awesome. Always have. All right. Robin and her husband are staying home, making pumpkin sausage soup, binge watching movies. Oh, I need some of that. Where's Jackie? I need some of her pumpkin sausage soup. That stuff is so good. That's when we had our meetup in October, there was all this food, and I was only concerned with the pumpkin sausage soup. I can't lie, it was delicious. I had like 2 bowls of it. So yummy. Cindy's making pork ribs tomorrow with sauerkraut, then doing carnivore till January. Yup. Let's see. Here in New Jersey, people all always over the road since they legalized marijuana. We were talking about this yesterday. I was like, I don't necessarily know, like, I don't know how that impacts driving, but I know that it's got to be. I mean, like, but one of the things that I said yesterday is the fact that that's illegal in most places and illegal federally, but alcohol is still legal boggles my mind. Like, alcohol is far worse for the body than that is. And I understand that that's still mind altering and all that, whatever. But I mean, I don't even really care personally as much for my own usage very much because it's not a thing that I do it every once in a while. I mean, I'm going to be honest, but it's not something that once a year, twice a year, something like that. But I think that the fact that it isn't legal federally, but alcohol is crazy. But that's all I'll say today because I talked about it at length yesterday with Stacy. So um, let's see. Making sure I meet here. Yeah, I want it so bad. Maybe we can. I'll reach out to her see if she'll. I mean, I need to at least get the recipe because it's so good. Let's see. One of my subs is struggling, so told her I would do it with her, try to eliminate things that are bothering her. Yeah, that's good. Working with people is so good. She'd do better with variety. Good morning, Kate. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. It's a very noticeable change since they changed the law. People driving crazy in the middle of the day. You can smell white. It's not legal here, and I smell it all over the place. So I don't think being legal versus illegal makes much of a difference. I smell it everywhere. I smell it at the grocery store. I smell it like I've been driving down the interstate, like driving around the interstate, windows up, no cars around me, and I still smell it. I'm like, where is this coming from? Is it coming out of like potholes? I mean, what's happening? What's going on? I'm like, where? And there's like no cars really near me. I mean, a car can pass you on the interstate, like, how? But I'm okay with it. I mean, it's not something that bothers me too much, but yes, Cindy is amazing. That's the kind of support that I love seeing in this community. Someone needs help. You're going to not only offer them the support, but you're going to do it right alongside them. That's amazing. It means a lot. And I love seeing that. And I know that we all can't provide that to everyone, but the fact that we're able to help certain people and do things to help, help each other is amazing. And that's what I love to see in this community. Mm. Let's see. It's just now you smell it, but now you don't before. Yeah. Well, it's almost always the latter. It's never, I mean, there's like one weekend a year, it's the former. Like, especially here and where we are, there's like a week or 2 week span where it's the former. And because they come out and like, because it's like a mating season for them, they're getting hit more or whatever on the road, and it's everywhere. And there's a distinct difference. But the latter, I just smell all the time. It's just become commonplace. And like I said, the fact that like it isn't legal federally is bonkers to me. I know we tried. I know like the fact that alcohol is legal federally. And I know they tried in the early 1900s to do away with it. They did it for a while, but it was a disaster because you can't really keep people from doing things they're going to do anyway. Even as we see with our communities, with other communities, with the standard American diet versus, any trying to do better yourself, people are going to do what they're going to do until they're ready to not do it anymore. So you can't, like, to me, like putting laws in place or putting mandates in place doesn't do a whole lot of good because we as humans are going to do whatever we are going to do when it comes to stuff like that, right? So I would rather it be legal to where I'm going to a place that's not shady. I'm going to a place where it's, you know, I don't like necessarily like the word regulated because I think then it's over. As when I was younger, I thought, just legalize it, tax it. But I think now it's kind of gone crazy where they're taxing it like 50%, which is crazy. I think that's an overreach. Maybe they should just, I mean, it really is an overreach to me, but I mean, let's be real. If it's legal federally, then I think that'll slow down some, and that'll kinda calm down. But, yeah, anyway, use Keto Chow pumpkin caramel shake mix. Delicious. Robin, thank you so much for being here, sweetheart. I really appreciate you. Give our love to everybody, all those wonderful people in your area. Hugs, all the love, and we'll see you soon, okay? Awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's just something I don't necessarily want to harp on, but like, it's just silly to me that it's still federally illegal. I think it should be up to the individual whether you want to do it or not. And should people be driving on it? No, not at all. I know I'm a person, if I do partake, I don't even leave the couch. So I can't, like, operating the refrigerator is difficult. So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know. But that's just me. Thank you so much for being here, Sherry. Wishing us all a brilliant, successful 2024. 100%. Yes. We all have goals. I'm not a big fan of the resolutions for 2024. I like goals. So having a goal is because I think with a resolution, day one, if you break that resolution, you're not doing it right away, then you give up. But a goal, you have the entire year to work towards that goal. Again, consistency is always going to beat perfection because you're never going to achieve perfection, but you can always work towards and get better at achieving consistency. Happy New Year, Cindy. But yeah, like so just like that's where like I think resolution, the word resolution, I think we fall flat all year after year. My New Year's resolution is to lose weight. My New Year's resolution is to drink less. My New Year's resolution is to quit smoking. My New Year's resolution is to do this, that, or the other, where we should be focusing on my 2024 goals. How do I achieve my goals? Because it doesn't matter if you fall or you stumble on day 3, day 5, day 10, you can still achieve your goals by the end of the year if you continue and work on the consistency. So, Stacy's asking, are there people on here that have a keto friendly doctor in Louisville area for Robin? Okay. Yeah. I mean, if anybody knows of anybody, I know there's a list out there. I can't remember who has it. I think we talked about this yesterday, but I can't remember who knows that. So if anybody has any knowledge of a list out there where all the doctors are, let us know. I can get my, there we go. Yes, be consistent. That matters most. I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. I strive for consistency. So like if your consistent looks 6 days out of 7, that's consistent. Is it the best you can do? Maybe not. But it's a start. That's why like I say, I always feel silly when I say, I'm gonna do a 7-day fast at the start of the year, but I don't start on the first because that doesn't make any sense. Because we're doing things on the night before and we get up. I mean, but there we go. Second, complete my 7-day fast, go into World Carnivore Month, try and be as consistent as I can during World Carnivore Month and do the best I can. Jen is saying that she has a doctor in Louisville and is keto friendly. Amazing. That's wonderful. That's what I love about this community. Ask and you shall receive the information. Stephen Spalding and Norton Healthcare. Yes. Spalding, not Spalding. Let's see. Link to look for doctor. Yes, yeah. I knew there was one somewhere. Let's see. When we return to our Thursday weekly meetings on the 18th, we are coming in with a new goal. Doesn't have to be diet related. 100%. Don't let perfection be the impediment to good. 100%. Currently balancing my phone to chat, my Kindle for my Sunday crossword, and my 2 cats in my lap. This is fun. That sounds like pure joy. You're warm, you're toasty, you got your little heaters, you got your crossword, you're listening to my sultry voice. I'm a dork, but whatever. Um, but yeah, I do love coffee. Mm. So what are y'all eating today? The downside to doing it, like to having knowing that I'm going to do a fast, like a 7-day fast, is I want to eat all these things that I'm not going to get to eat, especially like going from a fast to a carnivore. I want to eat all these things that I have in the house that aren't good for like the next month. But I bought some of those good brand burritos from Costco. They're like chicken and cheese burritos. They're not the lowest carb burritos on the planet. They're like 13 net carbs, so no, not low. But they're low-ish carbs. I wouldn't say keto necessarily because they're probably gonna eat 2 of them, but they're still a low carb option. And they were, if I want something and just pop them into the oven from the freezer. So I have some of those I bought. They were on sale for like $8 or $7 or something like that for 4 hefty burritos. So I bought 2 packages. split them into twos, into Ziplocs, put them in the freezer. Um, I've got some other stuff that I want to eat before I go into carnivore. I've got plenty of stuff to eat for carnivore. I've got all beef hot dogs. I've got plenty of burger to eat. Um, so I'm excited for that. We're going to have chicken. We're going to, going into carnivore is going to be fine. It's that 7-day fast. And I'm like, but I'm going to do it because I know I'm going to feel great. Starting it is always a difficult thing for me. But yeah. Food, nerd. My cat is next to me, not on my lap. I like it when my cat is next to me. It's when they try to lay on me and they stand there for 25 minutes clawing me and trying to make me more comfortable. I'm fat. I'm already comfortable. Okay. I've got a blanket. Just lay down, relax, and we'll be friends. But they've got to come in and stop clawing me, or you're laying next to me. If you're going to lay on me, just chill. It's like my cats have no chill. Okay. All right. That's cool. Let's see. I'm eating ribeye today, then picanha tomorrow, then fasting 2 days. You got the life. That's good. Brian has made salsa and queso. I'm making stromboli, not keto, but it's a New Year's Eve tradition. And I made Nisha's German chocolate cake for Brian's birthday cake. Awesome. Last night I was on a Google meeting and my cat wanted on my lap. He promptly cuddled up and went to sleep. He's on a schedule, I suppose. Let's see. Oh my gosh, yes. Pixel gets in my lap, needs me for like 20 minutes, then leaves, never settles down. I'm like, if you want to come up here and hang out with me, like he likes to get in my beard, and I'm like, just lay down, relax, and chill. We'll be friends. If you just want to, but they want to lay like right here, and I can't move my head and all that stuff. I'm like, come on, just chill, chill. Like Shannon and I have always talked about having a dog. We need a dog that's as lazy as we are, but trained. Bailey is laying across my lap, and Stormy is across my chest. She likes to be held like a baby. Salsa and queso dip sounds great. I might make some today because I've got a bunch of cheese. I'm so boring just eating the same stuff I eat every day. I don't deviate much. That's consistency. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I need to be more consistent, and I feel better when I'm consistent. If I'm eating the same thing every day, I feel better. If I'm eating, burger and eggs every day, I feel better. It's like when we start doing things where if we get really heavy into food reviews for the channel, or product reviews for the channel, or we get holidays roll around and we're deviating because it's the holidays and we plan for it, and then you just kind of spend. It's kind of like a constant turmoil, and then I kind of look forward to the beginning of the year where all of that ends and I can settle back into just autopilot. For me, autopilot is eating basically the same stuff every day, relatively the same. Some kind of beef, eggs, maybe some chicken, nothing fancy, just cruising. Some steaks. We got some steaks at Costco the other day. We got really lucky. They messed up and marked a bunch of ribeyes as sirloin, so we got ribeyes for the price of sirloin. That was nice. I'm going to back to strict carnivore the second to clean up all these extra keto stuff. Oh, excuse me. Dr. Barry convinced me of that earlier today. Like my dogs won't chill much until night when they basically need to lie right next to me so I can't move. The dog that we want, there's a dog. So our boy's dog is in obedience classes, and the obedience instructor has and trains these giant I can't even think. They're just giant dogs. I can't think of what they're called right now. My brain is not working. I need to get some pictures from him so I can share with you all if you guys maybe wanted to buy some from him. They're like 4 grand. One's like $3,000 to $4,000 for these dogs. They come fully trained, well trained. They're like trained like police dogs because he trains like military and police dogs. Um, and so they come like ready to rock and roll. And they're just giants, but they're so gentle. Like one of them came over and just stood next to me and just kind of leaned on me. I'm like, oh, he's a big boy. Let's see. We deviated a bit around Christmas, not a lot, but enough to hold on to water. Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, we meal prep, so we eat the same dishes all week. We have cheesy meat, veggie casserole, and broccoli cheese soup for this week. Yeah. So I would like so I needed to break out my sous vide, and I want to sous vide myself some eggs for the week. Once my fast is over, I think I'll break that out and make maybe make a video on how I sous vide eggs. You can sous vide them for hours and hours and hours at the same temperature, and it doesn't really cook or make the middle solidified. I like a 6 minute type egg, but it gets creamier and thicker, almost like a custardy, but it never gets solidified. Um, and then I like burger patties, Walmart burger patties. The frozen ones are just fine for me. Cheap burger I got from GFS works just fine for me. Um, I like it cooked rare, and a nice crispy crust on the outside, but rare in the middle. I know that's not something that most people are into, but that's just where I'm at. Um, keep it simple. Let's see, been on antibiotics for about 20 days, two different ones, battling strep. Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe it's been going that long. I do. I hope she feels better too. Yeah. Let's see. I've been taking probiotics and eating zero sugar yogurt with live cultures. Ugh. Yogurt's one of those things that I've just never been able to. I've tried it in multiple stages of my life when I was a little kid. I've tried it since we've been keto. I just can't. The flavor's not good for me. Mr. Grant Gregory is here. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Happy New Year, brother. Is going to be watching your channel for some sick recipes in the new year. 100%. Thank you so much again for being here, being a channel member. It means the world to me. I am going to be working on some recipes for the new year. If you have anything that you're looking for specifically, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter or whatever. Um, Instagram. Easiest ways to get in touch with me is Instagram messages, Twitter, you know, all that stuff. You can tweet me, all those fun things, anything you want to know. Any of you for that matter. It's crazy that we don't have it's crazy that YouTube doesn't have a messaging system. Like you can message or you can make comments, but you can't message other creators. That's annoying. It'd be so much easier. Mr. Grant Gregory. 3 minute eggs, both chicken. Yeah. Yeah. So I like, so like the 6 minute eggs, I just like I just don't like a solidified yolk. I don't like that dried, powdery yolk. I just don't like it very much. I love yogurt, Faye. I just never liked yogurt. Ugh. Sous vide eggs, they are so good. I like when I got it, I did a bunch of it, so I was doing it all the time. 2KK Instant Pot yogurt is yummy. I got my sous vide years and years ago. I found one on sale on Amazon for like 80 bucks. It's one of the Anova ones. It's got like the temperature control. I don't remember if it has Bluetooth or not. Maybe it does. I don't remember. Doesn't matter really. You just set it and forget it. Because you can set the temperature so it never gets above that temperature. So that's pretty cool. Now everybody's talking about their yogurt. Ugh. I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum by any stretch of the imagination, but I've tried so many times to like yogurt, and I just don't. I like coffee. Something happened to my other screen. I can't look at things like I did before. I don't know what's going on. Let's try this again. Let's turn it off. If it fails, turn it off or turn it back on again. Let's see what happens. Whenever I turn my TV on, it always goes to this Samsung channel hub, movie hub channel thing. Well, it's Henry Winkler. Let's see if that works because I need to look up something. There we go. Mr. Grant Gregory, I cannot believe that was not like something happened and wasn't subscribed to your channel. That is an atrocity. If anybody is interested in Mr. Grant Gregory's channel, I will put his link here in the chat. Check him out. He is not in the diet, he's not in the keto niche or anything like that, but AI enthusiast and all that stuff, memes, looking for the next thing in AI. He's got 108,000 subscribers. It's kind of a big deal. So him being here, hanging out with us is such a big deal for me. So if that may be interesting to you, give him a subscribe. Check him out. Let's see what I'm missing here. Trying to get my screen to work and I'm missing stuff in the chat. Let's see. You got a sous vide new in the box at a yard sale. That's where I got my air fryer from. I got a Ninja air fryer, one of the ones that flips up like the ones that James and Emily have, and they're at their house. I got it for $20. It was not in the box, but it was brand new. Like, I don't think they'd ever used it. There were no crumbs in it. I've put it through its paces. The thing looks road worn now. They're still talking about yogurt. Putting keto chow in yogurt, coffee yogurt. Oh, you got that at a yard sale for $4? That's crazy awesome. Coffee yogurt. Bleh. The core flavors that are sweetened with stevia or unsweetened. There's a chocolate core, strawberry cream core, and a vanilla cream core. I love the cores. The cores are really good. I'm curious to see what they come out with this year as far as the core flavors are. Okay, so I know we should be seeing something soon. I don't have any information that anybody else has, but any speculation on what flavors we may see from Steve from Serious Keto? We should be seeing 2 new flavors sometime January, February, I would imagine. Hopefully it's February because in January I have to break carnivore month to try it or whatever on a video. I'm curious to see what flavors he's going to release. I don't think they're going to be necessarily sweet flavors. I'm just curious if any of you have any thoughts or opinions or speculations on that. And I got distracted. All right, let's see what's going on here. Saw the short Chris put out about approving the list of flavors for 2024. Piqued my interest for sure. I don't know. They're always working on stuff. The fact that they've been working on the salt brand for over a year, which makes sense. It takes a long time to launch something like that, especially launching with 8 flavors and an unflavored. Um, yeah. I had somebody comment on on the video about that, saying that they weren't going to try them because there were natural flavors in there, and I'm like, good luck. Um, while I understand the idea of natural flavors, I also have to have a little bit of trust that Miriam and Chris are going to be as rigorous as they can with vetting those natural flavors, and the fact that they have to basically call them natural flavors, I think, because of FDA mandates and all of that stuff, because I know they're as transparent as they can. That is something I would like to talk with Chris about. Is kind of getting down as a person that's in the manufacturing business about natural flavors. I think that would be a very interesting conversation to have. Maybe I can get him on for a Sunday or a Saturday morning sometime in the near future. We'll see if I can corner him long enough to talk to me about that. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is like it took a while for me to trust. I mean, it took a while for me to like them. I wanted to like them. I liked the company, but I tried the first few flavors I tried, I wasn't very satisfied with. I didn't like them very much. And if you go back to our early videos of us trying them, you'll see exactly what we're talking about. We were respectful, but we were like, it's not very good. And then as time goes on, we were able to find flavors that we liked, and we were able to find products that we could then be like enough to stand behind and support and recommend. Because it's hard to like, okay, this is okay, this flavor's all right. But it's hard to stand behind and promote that and push that out to your subscriber base if you're not willing to use it ourselves. So I mean that was a challenge for us, because we did like the company so much. We put that extra effort in to find the flavors and the products within Keto Chow to be able to work with them, because I wasn't going to try and sell or promote products that were just okay. So I've given up on the natural flavor thing. I don't worry much, but I still don't dig the sucralose and gums. I have to give the one with stevia a try. Yeah, I was worried about the. So I was excited about the core, but I was worried about the stevia, because stevia in certain products has a very bitter flavor to me. I noticed the stevia and certain stevia products. It might be the grade of stevia they use, or how they extract it, or whatever. But on certain things, it's very bitter. But with these products, with the Keto Chow Core with stevia, I didn't find the bitterness. So I was very thankful for that. I was very apprehensive. I was scared. I was looking forward to the core, because the core, one of the things that I was not the biggest fan of in some of the flavors that I tried with the milk protein isolate, was there was like a, almost to me like a soury milk, kind of like a milky taste smell to it, that was noticeable to me and off-putting to me. I don't think many other people noticed that, but it was something that bothered me. So I had to find flavors with the milk protein isolate that I liked. That was a difficult challenge. So when they put the core flavors out, I was extremely excited, but the fact that they were using stevia, I was apprehensive. So I do like to be fully transparent about all of that, and the fact that I do support the company, but I am very choosy of the flavors that I like from them. But the flavors that I like them, I really do like, and we will push and support those flavors. But obviously, all of you, there are so many flavors, and most of you will like flavors we don't, and all of that. But that's perfectly fine. So Jen's asking what flavors were on the list. Probably didn't say. I haven't seen that video yet. So let's see. Trey is still talking about yogurt, bleh. But she said she's been making cold start yogurt for years, having learned about it from Instant Pot groups early on. Yeah, I remember getting an Instant Pot and being like, I don't even have one. I don't even have an Instant Pot anymore. I liked it at first, but then like the air fryers came out. But air fryers came out And I'm like, well, how does that benefit keto? Like, don't we, we should be frying in fats and healthy fats. Why are we air frying? That seems silly, but I'm like, I was a convert when I finally got one. I got a Ninja one. It was like an instant pot, air fryer all in one. And I was like, yeah, releases. I'm not sure. Matreya says she's quite fond of the peppermint warm using 1 tablespoon of butter and 2 tablespoons beef tallow. I still need to get some beef tallow. I've been him and hawing around that. I will probably get some of that after January is done. Probably February, I will try to get myself some of that Chicago beef tallow that everyone's about, that Wagyu beef tallow, because it seems to be the best price as far as beef tallow is concerned. Keto Chow new electrolyte salt are also flavored with stevia. Yeah, so I mean that didn't bother me either. I didn't notice a bitterness. That might be because we weren't fans of the citrus one. That may be some of the bitterness that was coming through for us, was because neither Shander or I really much cared for the citrus one, like the lemon limey flavor. There was just something about there's something there we just didn't vibe with, right? Talking like the kids, we didn't vibe with it, for real, no cap. Um, but yeah, I mean, it might be some of the stevia. Hopefully, as we go through the other flavors, and we'll make content based on that, showing you what we think of each individual flavor. Hopefully, the stevia thing doesn't kind of pop in and bother us. So hopefully. In her house, whatever flavors of keto chow I do not like, Brian usually does. Well, that works. That works real well. She says she uses her Instant Pot and her air fryers a lot. Yeah. Okay, to pretty much use my Instant Pot for hard boiled eggs and bone broth. I was using mine for hard boiled eggs, but I've got now. It was just heavy and irritating to use the Instant Pot. Took more time in the Instant Pot than actually boiling them did. Because you've got to like let it come up to pressure and cook for the. So I would cook it for 1 minute, but it would still take like 25-30 minutes to cook. Then you got to release the steam. It was just a whole ordeal. I have one of those Nostalgia brand. You can get them at Walmart. Nostalgia brand egg cookers. It cooks 7 eggs at a time. I like that. I think if I was going to cook a large quantity, like if I was going to cook like 2 dozen eggs, I would do it in the sous vide, because then I can just put them all in there, and that way I know if they float, they're not good eggs, and if they stay sunk to the bottom, I'm good. And then I can cook like 2 dozen at once, and I can just let them sit there as long as I need to, and they're only cooking to the temperature that I want, and it's no guesswork and all that stuff. I think that'll be a video that I do make, and we'll see how that goes. Joe is here. Thank you so much, Rick Wynn, for joining us. We appreciate you very much. Well, Keto Chow is using an encapsulated stevia. This gets rid of the bitter and metallic taste, plus should eliminate the allergen reaction that ragweed sufferers can experience. Okay, okay, okay. I think I remember him talking about that. I can't remember if he said something to me about that at KPL, or if I saw him on a live talking about that, because stevia is related to ragweed or something like that, or similar to ragweed. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. My internet is being really wonky right now. I'm watching the video now. Let me see what's going on. They're just kind of going through all the flavors that they have created. They have 50 plus flavors. Yeah. I love pecan sticky bun. I think Steve hit a home run with that one. That's why I'm super curious to see what he comes up with next. The birthday cake is one of my all-time favorites. I love the birthday cake. The birthday cake warm is really good too. If you haven't tried that warm, do it. I like a lot of butter in mine. Nothing to speak of. He's a liar. He's a terrible, terrible liar. But yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I was like, it didn't seem faster. Like I would make it. I'm like, and they didn't peel as easy as they said they were supposed to. Like the only way that I found eggs peel easy, and here's the way. So people will pull eggs hot out of wherever they're cooked and then put them in an ice bath. And if you let the eggs get too cold, they're harder to peel. If you peel them while they're still warm, maybe even a little hotter than you'd like to touch, they peel so much easier in my experience. But I've seen so many people say, "Oh, you just got to do," but like that's like cold eggs don't peel for anything. Cold eggs they peel terrible for me. So warm eggs peel better. So it doesn't matter the way you cook them, however you cook them. If you let them get too cold, they'll not peel as well. So take that with a grain of salt, but that's my experience. So I usually just pull cold water into a tub, into a big bowl, put my eggs in the cold water, but not ice water. So they cool the eggs down enough to where I can handle them and not burn my fingers and peel them. And then if I'm going to eat them, I peel them right away. But if I'm making them like meal prepping 3 days worth for Chandra for her lunch for work, I will not peel them so when she gets to work, they're hard to peel. That's on her. But I mean, I tell her peeled eggs are harder, or unpeeled eggs at refrigerator temps peel terrible. At least my opinion. So try making the birthday cake into cookies. They turn out really good. I'm just like I just like them and like as a shake and just making them into things. I've made some different kinds of waffles and stuff. They're pretty good. I think I might like to try the birthday cake chaffle. I think that might be pretty good. Yeah. Might see how that turns out. Using birthday cake for biscuits is good. Strawberry shortcake. Has anyone tried the method where you put an egg in a cup of water and shake the crap out of it? Um, what like to peel it? Um, what I do is I keep them in the water bath and then I peel them over the sink over the garbage disposal and I just let the shells go in the garbage disposal and I can just rinse off the egg, get the little fine particles of the shell off, and I just crack them till the shell starts to fall off. And then they just peel so much easier that way. If they're gonna stick, it doesn't matter how much you crack them, they're not gonna come off. But you know, just little tips and tricks and things that I've tried to come up along the way. I'll need to make a video on that because I've seen them where people put them in a bag or they can just crack them, then roll them, and the shells fall off. And I'm like, that must be some kind of sorcery because that's never worked for me, especially with the way that I like my eggs. It's like the middle collapses and then it starts just breaks in half. So, hey, Bandit, all biscuits. Yeah, so he says, I finalized the list of 2024 flavors and there's nothing to report or there's nothing new. Like, okay, we know there's new flavors coming. We know, but they're going to try to be secret about it. I'm curious to see what Steve does. I'm curious to see what Steve puts out for his new flavors. I can almost guarantee you somewhere along the lines that Joe and Rachel have new flavors in the works as well. I'm curious to see if they're working with any other creators to come out with flavors. Um, to hear Steve talk about it, making flavors sounds miserable. Like I would like to be involved with a new flavor, but mixing and making things with micrograms and all, I'm like, I don't know if I'm up for that challenge. And I don't know if that's something that Joe and Rachel are involved with or not, or what. But I would like to make a flavor. I would love to be involved with that. But you know, if it's the way Steve does it, I don't think I would be interested. I think that's too much work for me. I think that would be too like I don't know. I don't having those kind of scales and stuff. I don't know. I'd have to wait. I don't know. But I'd love to be involved in a flavor. Also, if your eggs are room temp before you cook them, I have found they're easy to peel afterwards. I don't ever have that kind of time. I'm like usually doing things in a rush and I put them in cold. That's why I kind of like the idea of a sous vide because I can put them in like room temperature water, put them in, and then let it come up to temperature, and then let them sit for a while. So like the longer they kind of sit at that temperature, they get more custardy and more thick and more luxurious. In the Instant Pot, 4 minutes high pressure, minutes natural release, and then quick release, 4 minutes ice bath, and they peel easy for me. But that's a lot of work. That's why I like my little nostalgia 7 egg cooker. Put them in there, put a little bit of water in there, hit the button when it beeps. I turn it off. I put them in a cool water, just put them in like cold water from the sink, and then I crack them once they're all cool enough to touch. I crack them, put them in there, do my thing. Yeah, I like things easy, simple. Chris and Miriam are going to be in Arizona meeting up with Wendy and Harry on the second. I don't know who Wendy and Harry are. That's the problem. I think there are so many that I can't even keep up with everybody. Maybe I know who they are. I don't know them by name, at least. If they're in here, I feel bad. I try to know everybody. I do. I seriously do. Loving it on keto. I'm sure I may even follow them. Let me see. I'm subscribed. They've got 13,000 subscribers. Okay, I know what they look like. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I just like I said, it's just difficult like for me to keep up with everybody cuz not even when a new video comes out, I don't get recommended to everybody that I follow. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't do that. I don't put a hole in it. That's dumb. I don't poke a hole in mine at all. I mean, I lost a little hole poker anyway. So, I mean, it's got to be in the house somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I mean, and I just kind of put a little bit of water in there for mine and a lot of water for Chandra's because she likes her eggs well done and I don't. So, yeah, I don't poke a hole in the eggs. So don't poke a hole in the eggs; they work just fine. Wendy and Harry are loving it on keto. Yeah, I'm subscribed, but I just don't see their stuff. They've got a lot of videos. They've got 1,400 videos. Where me, where am I at? I don't even know how many channels I have or how many videos I have anymore. I don't even get to my own channel. I have 526 videos. Okay. So a lot of those are lives now because we go live 3 days a week. But yeah, I'm sure they are. I mean, like, most people in the community are amazing. I just don't have, unfortunately, have enough time to follow everybody. We are going to Texas Roadhouse at 11. I'm used to meal one at 8. My stomach and brain are complaining for food. I want to wait for big steak. Now, does Texas Roadhouse will they cut you a steak as big as you want? I always look at it and I'm like, this is an 18-ounce steak, and I'm like, but that's like 3 ounces of bone. I'm like, can you give me a 30-ounce steak? Wendy does a lot of cooking. Uncle Big Guy's in the house. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. I am glad you are here. Good morning, everyone. The chat wasn't working for me, and I had to close everything out. Well, my second monitor stopped working on me for a little while. I had to turn it off and turn it back on. It's a day for technical difficulties. We've talked about a lot of stuff today. Eggs and yogurt. Whoa. Oh my goodness gracious, everybody. So who all's watching that isn't commenting in the chat? I always wonder that because I get, there's a lot of you in the chat, and I know there's people who are watching who haven't said hello. If you are watching right now and you haven't said hello in the chat, please do so. I would appreciate that very much. I want to know who's watching, lurking. Oh, we went to Costco the other day. They had lamb as one of the samples. It was so good. Shander wouldn't eat it, and neither would the girl. But I'm like, it was delicious. I know you're here, Evelyn. I appreciate you. I mean, like people that are watching that didn't say hello so far. You said hello early on. You've been here a long time. Yeah, Ken is in the house. Thank you so very much. You and your wonderful wife, Stacy. Thank you. I need to get you on and talk with you about everything. You've got a nice journey to talk about. You've got a story to tell. I can't wait to hear that. I knew you were here, John. Like you said you were going to be cleaning house. I knew you were here. It's all the people who come in and watch and never say hello. Rude. Not really. I'm just kidding, but I just like to talk with people. That's why I do this in the first place. 7:30 in the morning on a Sunday, and you crazy people get up and talk with me. It's amazing. It really does boggle my brain. It boggles my mind that people are willing to come talk with me this early on a Sunday morning. I think they just want to kill us. If cats were bigger, they would just eat us. They would bat us around and toy with us. That's basically what they're trying to do their entire lives. If cats were bigger, I mean, that's what bigger cats do, right? Sherry Lynn's in the house. You had commented earlier, I thought. So I wasn't, yeah. I'm not talking about people who have commented earlier, but I'm saying like people who are just watching who haven't commented at all, who may watch and never comment. I'm always curious to see who's here because we never know. It doesn't tell us who watches. I mean, that's probably a good idea. It's probably a good to not know, but I mean, it's privacy and all that stuff. Watch videos and but I'm always just curious. Yeah, Cindy's from Kentucky. Jen is from Kentucky. Evelyn and Ken and Stacy, they're all from Ohio. Radical Geek is from Ohio. Sherry is from Finleyville, PA, about 40 minutes south of Pittsburgh. I've been to Pittsburgh one time. I liked Pittsburgh a lot. We went for a Penguins game. I want to say we saw it was Penguins versus New Jersey. Years, it was like 2004, 2005, something like that. And I remember we went to a restaurant heading back towards home because I live in Indiana. So we were we were leaving Pittsburgh, heading back towards um, Ohio, and we stopped at a restaurant called King's and had a big meal. It was pretty good. Just weird things that I remember. Yeah, we've got Ohio, Kentucky, Pennsylvania. I know that Uncle Big Guy is from Kansas. I'm not sure where Rick Wynn is from. Joe. I can't remember. Do we know if Autumn is going live today or not? Yeah, live. Autumn is going live in 5 minutes. So I'm going to end this in a little bit because I don't want to overlap her. They just got back from Disney, and I'm excited to hear what they have to say. And I've been talking for about 2 hours, so we'll start winding this down. Rick wins in Georgia right now, but I also have my mother's house in North Carolina. I've been to North Carolina. I've been to Georgia. Well, I've only been to a small piece of North Carolina. I've been to North Carolina in like driving from South Carolina through North Carolina, through the Smoky Mountains. I went there years ago when I was a kid. Not too long ago, when Shannon and I were in Atlanta, we left Georgia into South Carolina. Then when we left South Carolina, we went through North Carolina into Tennessee, Kentucky, back home again in Indiana. Looks like Watch Autumn Keto is going to be the channel she's using today. She had talked about switching over anyway and doing the Sunday morning lives on that channel anyway. So what we should do is, so what they do in some channels, they'll do what's called so we'll break. And if everybody from here goes over there, that would be awesome. Let me put her channel. Let me put her stuff up here real quick. I'll put the link to that live here in the chat. So when we end, everybody can head right over. So there's the link to her video. So as soon as we end here in just a minute, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, John. Thank you so much again for being here. I hope you got most of your housework done so you're not doing it all day, because housework is boring and we don't like it. Hope you get a chance to relax and enjoy the day. I hope all of you get a chance to really relax and enjoy the day and not be too stressed out, because we've got a big year coming ahead of us. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of goals to accomplish, a lot of good to do. We've got a lot of things that we want to do. We've got a lot of people to help, a lot of people that don't even know yet that they're going to be helped, that they even know they need help. But we're going to be here for them. We're going to be here for each other. And we're going to continue building this community. We're going to continue doing awesome, wonderful things and being a family and doing all the great stuff. And I hope each and every one of you is able to set and accomplish all the goals that you want to make this year. For me, I want to build my channel. I want to hit 10,000 subscribers. I want to help more people. I want to get better acquainted with all of you. I want to do all of those things. I want to be a better husband, a better grandfather, a better stepdad. I want to be better in every way possible. So 2024 is a year of growth for all of us. So with that being said, thank you all so very, very much for being a part of my life, a part of this community. Thank you for being channel members. And I will see you on the other side in 2024. Thank you all so very much. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Until Tuesday, I'll see you again.